Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Chibi Goku from Dragon Ball Z. So we're going to start with the eyes. Starting with the left, we're going to start with the top of the brow coming down towards the center. So from the outside, we're going to curve down and in towards the middle. From here, we're going to curve up the inner brow. Let's go ahead and draw the same thing on the right side. Starting with the inner brow line, starting from the top, curving down to the same height, and we're going to curve up towards the right, to the outside of the eye. From here, let's tuck in the eyeballs underneath. So we're going to draw the half circles. We're going to leave a little overlap on the left side here. We'll draw a curve, the eyeball going underneath. We're going to draw the same thing on the right side. So starting up here, moving towards the bottom, then back up to the top. Let's go ahead and draw in the highlight circles on the top left corners. So up here, I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to color the rest in black. Go to the right side and do the same thing. So a little highlight circle up here, just tucked underneath the brow line. Color everything else in black. And in the center of the brow, we're going to connect these 2 points with a curve that goes down. Curving down and then back up on the right side. And in the middle here, we're going to do a split line that goes straight up. From here, let's draw the little shading underneath each of the eyes. So over here on the left side, I'm just going to draw a curve, and I'm going to draw a second one just below it. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. So a curve up on top, and then one just below it. So it's sort of overlapped over a bit. From here, let's draw the mouth. So we're going to move down here. I'm going to give him a little bit of a crooked mouth. So starting on the left side, we're going to curve a little bit upwards on the right. And then the end here, we're just going to curve that up. And on the bottom left, we'll curve it up as well. From eye to eye, on the other side of the eyes, we're going to curve the bottom of the face. So over here, we're going to draw a little point. And on the right, we'll draw a point. So evenly spaced out in between the eyes. We're going to curve around the bottom of the face with a nice even curve. Starting from the left, curve down towards the bottom. And then we're going to work our way up evenly towards the right side, that little point that I drew right there. Okay, from here, we're going to layer in some hair, the hair bangs that come down. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the one in the middle. So going up, we're going to draw a little point here. From this point, we're going to curve down and then up on the right side. So curving down towards that brow line. And then from here, we're going to curve out wide towards the right. Now from here, we're going to overlap just over this eye here on the end. So curving down, just overlapping that line, and we're going to curve back up with a short line like this. Now from here I could take this point and just continue it up and tuck that in underneath the hair. Let's go over to the right side and draw the same thing. So we're going to curve this right into this eye right here. So curving in right like that. And then from here we're going to curve up. We're going to go a little bit longer, because we're going to overlap the second strand down here underneath it. So from here, curve down towards the side of the head. And from here, we're going to curve up. Just let it kind of vanish off like that. From here, we're going to draw on some ears. So he's got some pretty big ears. So just above the eye line, we draw sort of like a half circle tucked in behind the head on the right. And we want to make sure we line it up on the right side as well. So curving around. These big ears, and then we're just going to draw a little inner ear detail. So up here, we're going to curve in towards the head. On the right, we'll do the same thing, just curving in towards the head. Now from this point, we can start layering in the spikes that go all the way around the head. We're going to start with the ones on the bottom first. So just around this earlobe area, we're going to curve out. So doing a little curve, and then curve back in to about the midpoint of the ear. Do the same thing on the right side. Curving down. And then about mid-ear, we'll curve back up. From this point, we're going to go upwards, and we're going to make these strands, or these clumps, a little bit longer. So from the same point, we're going to curve out, and extending it a little bit further out. And then from here, we're going to curve in, just around the same length as the ear, or the same line as the ear. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So curving out, and then curving back in. Now we're going to go and work our way around from the left side over to the right. Just want to keep a note of how big the head is going to be. So if you imagine this is the skull actually goes up to about here. So we just got to work our way around that area. So from here, I'm going to curve up to the next point. From here, I want to kind of come back in again towards the skull line, so which is right about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this point, curve in, and then we're going to do a hard break, coming in towards that skull line. From here, we're going to curve out to the highest point. This. We're going to do a hard break just like we did over here, keeping in mind where the skull line is. So up here will be my skull line. So curving in and down, and we're going to go right in towards the skull line, towards my finger. From here, we're going to do one little spike, going up, and then again, we're going to come back down, making sure we don't go past that skull line, just down like that. From here, we're going to round out the top of the skull. There's a little bit around that area, and we're going to the last spike. I'm just going to do a little round area like that. And then for the final spike, I'm going to connect those 2 points with one final spike that goes out. We'll just connect it like this. Now if you want, you can go in and draw some of the highlight areas of the hair. So just to keep it simple, I'm going to start from this front part here, come down at an angle, and then connect that point to the tip of the hair. Let's go up here and do the same thing. So up here, I'm going to go up in an opposite angle, going up, and curving down to the tip. And here we're going to do the same thing. So going up in an angle and curving down towards that tip. Let's work our way around the hair. So here, we'll go straight across and connect that to the tip of that hair. Here we're going to go straight across with a short line and connect it to that tip. And up here, I'm going to go up in an angle, again connecting to that tip there. On this side, I'm going to work my way around, so I'm just going to come down with that skull line just a little bit and connect it to the tip of that hair spike. From here, let's move in towards the body now. So with all our chibis, we draw a really short upper torso. So I'm going to bring the waistline down to here. Up on the side, we're going to leave a gap at the top first. So on the left side, we'll leave a gap, curve down to the hip on the left. On the right, we'll leave a gap, curve down towards the hip on the right. We're going to connect those 2 points with a curve. Curving down in the middle and then back up on the right. We're going to move up quite a bit and draw the sash that goes across the body. So we're just going to draw a curve across. Let's draw the open V-neck. So down here in the center, we're going to start on the left side here and curve in, leaving a small gap at the bottom. Curve up towards the right underneath the chin. Now we're going to draw the shirt, the low neck shirt that curves around here. From this point, we're going to do an overlap. So coming down a bit on the left, curve up and tuck that in underneath the head. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now from here, we want to draw in the shorter sleeve, the blue sleeve that sticks out underneath the top. So up here, I'm going to draw an angle line coming down on both sides. Short lines. We're going to tuck that in underneath the body. Just kind of tapering in towards the center of the body there. Okay, from here, let's draw in the legs. In the center, we're going to locate the lower torso and draw a straight line across. Now he's got some baggy pants that go on top of the boots. So what we're going to do, with the bottom of the feet, I'm going to draw down to here. So about halfway between that line and my fingers, I'm going to draw the boot line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the left side, curving down and in on both sides, left and right. I'm going to angle 2 short lines going across. From here, we're going to draw the boot line. Up here, I'm going to draw a curve. On the right, we'll draw a curve, equal length across. From the hip, I'm just going to curve right into that point there. Right like that. If you want, you can draw some pleats in the pants. So on the left side, I'm going to pull 2 angled lines coming down. And on the right, I'll do the same. You can even do the same for the shirt. So right here, I'm just going to curve and pull up 2 lines like that. For the sash, again, you can probably do a couple curves like this. Just like that, just to show some wrinkles in the clothing. Let's get into the boots. So again, I'm going to bring the boots down to about here. From this lower point, I'm going to curve down towards the heel on both sides. Let's draw the bottom of the feet. So the span of the foot will go from heel to toe with a curve. I'm going to do the same thing for the right side. I always find it easier to go from left to right just to balance things out as I go. From this toe, I'm going to curve up to the top of the foot and aim towards that heel, but I'm not going to close it off. So we go up, come down, and stop right about there. From this point in the pant, I'm going to draw an angle line coming straight into the top of that foot. Let's draw the little details in the boot. So right up here, I'm going to move over, draw one line, and draw a second line coming down. We're going to imagine this line curving over this boot. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up here, curving down. We're going to leave a gap at the bottom. We're going to draw another second line right beside it. And then we're going to draw the sole. So we're going to start at the front of the toe, curve into that line, leave a gap, and curve all the way back to the heel. Over here there's this little strap that goes across, so I'm just going to draw a curve like this, and one more across like that. Let's draw the right foot. So up here we're going to curve again, we're going to aim for that heel, and leave that gap, so I'm just going to draw the top of the boot, coming down to the toe. From here, we're going to draw an angle line coming down, draw two short lines at the top, and then we're going to draw that top line across the top of the boot, coming down, leaving that gap, coming down again, and then drawing the sole. I'm just going to trace along the bottom, both sides, and here we're going to draw that little strap that goes across with two curved lines. Okay, let's finish this off with the arms. So we're going to have the hands coming down in towards fists. So we're going to start with the left one first. I'm going to locate the fist right here. So what I want to do is I want to start with the thumb first. So the character is going to be like this. We're going to draw with that thumb first here. So if the hand is here, I'm going to start at the top and draw an oval. From here we're going to overlap some fingers underneath here. So starting up here, draw a little oval angled this way and just tuck that in behind the thumb. From here we're going to do an overlap. So doing one more curve, and then we'll draw one more in behind and then just tuck that in underneath. From here we're going to start back at the side of the finger and curve around in towards the thumb. From here we're going to start right here and curve this arm, the outside part of the arm, underneath that sleeve. Over here, I'm going to tuck this underneath the body. Let's draw on the wrist guard. So up here, we're going to curve around just like that. Let's try that again on this side. I'm going to try to slow this down a little bit more so you can follow along. So we're going to take this and flip it over on this side. So again, starting with the thumb, starting on the outside, we're going to draw an oval. So the oval is angled in that direction that way. We're going to go into this finger here. So starting on the outside of the thumb here, I'm going to curve around to the top of the finger and then back again. We're going to overlap some fingers. So starting up here on the side of this finger, curve around and then tuck that in underneath the thumb. And then one final finger right here, curve around and then tuck that in underneath that finger there. We want to draw the outside palm of the hand. So we'll start on the outside part of the finger, or the thumb here, and curve around to the top of this finger. So curving around just like that. Let's draw on the outside part of the arm first. So coming up here, curve into that hand, and then the bottom is going to tuck underneath the body here, right to the outside part of the hand. We're going to draw the wrist guard, curving around like that, and that is pretty much it. There we have it. There's Chibi Goku from Dragon Ball Z. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and make sure you check out our Chibi playlist. I have a ton of characters in there. I add more every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.